When we encounter an integral with a lower limit and an upper limit, represented as numbers next to the integral sign, it is called a definite integral. On the other hand, an integral without these limits is known as an indefinite integral. The key difference between these two is that an indefinite integral gives us a function as the result, which is the antiderivative of the original function, while a definite integral gives us a specific numerical value as the answer. Let's go through a simple example to understand this difference. Suppose we are given the integral of 3x with respect to x. Using indefinite integration, we solve it by increasing the power of x by 1, dividing by the new exponent, and adding a constant c. Therefore, in this case, we get 3 over 2 multiplied by x squared plus c as the answer. On the other hand, if we are given the same integral, but with limits from 6 to 9, it becomes a definite integral. To solve it, we first find the integral of 3x, just as we did earlier. Using definite integration, we express this by writing the antiderivative inside square brackets, with the lower and upper limits written as subscripts and superscripts. This indicates that the integral is to be evaluated from 6 to 9. Next, we plug in the upper limit into the result, which in this case is 9. Then, we repeat the same process for the lower limit, which is 6. Finally, we subtract the value obtained by substituting the lower limit from the value obtained by substituting the upper limit. Since the constant c appears in both terms, it will cancel out during subtraction. This means we can remove the constant c from the antiderivative in the beginning. In other words, when dealing with definite integral, we can just ignore the constant c, as it will be canceled out eventually and has no effect on the final result. By evaluating this, we get 121.5 minus 54, and we end up with 67.5 as the final answer, or 135 over 2. A definite integral is typically used to find the area under the curve of a function. The specific value obtained from solving the definite integral represents the area under the curve, bounded by the given lower and upper limits. Let us now proceed to another example. We are given the definite integral of 3 over 4 multiplied by x squared, from 2 to 8. Since we have a constant of 3 over 4, we can factor it out of the integral, which simplifies the calculation. Next, we solve the definite integral by first finding the antiderivative of x squared, which is x cubed divided by 3. Since we are working with a definite integral, we do not need to include the constant c. We then write the antiderivative inside square brackets with the lower and upper limits. To solve this, we substitute the upper and lower limit into the antiderivative, and we get 8 cubed divided by 3 minus 2 cubed divided by 3. By evaluating this, we end up with 168, and we get the final result as 126. Let us proceed to the next example. We start by finding the antiderivative of 2x squared minus 3x plus 5, which is 2 over 3x cubed, minus 3 over 2x squared plus 5x. We enclose this expression within square brackets and indicate the lower and upper limits. Next, we substitute the upper limit, which is 7, into the result. We repeat the same process for the lower limit, which is 1. Then, we will have to subtract the result obtained using the lower limit from the result obtained using the upper limit. By evaluating this, we get 1041 over 6, minus 25 over 6. Finally, we end up with 1016 over 6, which is equal to 186 as the final answer. Hope you guys enjoy this video and find it helpful in understanding definite integral. Thanks for watching.